Hi, I'm Cheryl Durchinsky from Atlanta Israel Coalition. I'm really excited you're all here with us today. It's going to be an incredibly powerful program, just like our last one. So if you missed the last one, please absolutely go on our Facebook page or YouTube. We have all of our past tours and programs on there. I'd love to tell you about Atlanta Israel Coalition for a moment. We are a all volunteer nonprofit that basically started out of necessity. Um, Sadly, we saw a vision of the hate that's been spreading throughout the world 5+ years ago. And we started doing programming to educate, empower, and allow others to be able to advocate with us to make change, positive change, because together we truly are stronger. So please invite your friends, invite people to join us for our programs, share our information. We do this truly to try to make the world a better place. And you being here is truly the start of it and sharing this information today. We want to thank our sponsors. Jewish Interest-Free Loan Association of Georgia, Jewish Federation of Greater Atlanta, um, their gather grants, Israel in Atlanta, Congregation B'nai Torah, and we have some wonderful promotional partners. And JIFLA, our partner, their mission is basically they give wonderful interest-free loans. So if you want to go to Israel and you want to help out and volunteer, then, they're really a wonderful avenue to go. And there's different questions that they'll have, as far as, are you eligible for a loan? Go to their website, check it out. I encourage you to contact them if you have any needs. They're wonderful and highly recommend them. Thank you again to our promotional partners for sharing the word and getting it out to your followers. We couldn't do it without you, and our media partners, of course, talking about sharing the the word, not the, we're sharing the world. Here we go. The word. Thank you. So I'm here with David Sussman again, who is an incredible tour guide, a great friend, and he's going to be taking us throughout and showing us, different parts of Israel, because not all of us can be there right now. So thank you, David, for being here with us. Now, the beauty of the live tours is that sometimes we can't hear and we have technical problems. So right now, David's talking, but he's muted, it looks like. So if we can unmute
Go
David.
check 1, 2, 3. You got
Yes,
me?
here's David. Yes, we're
Okay,
there with you.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you for that introduction. And thank you to everybody who's tuned in today for another one of our incredible live virtual tours here from the Gaza envelope. My name is David Sussman, as you know, and I'm your tour guide during these three-part series that the Atlanta Israel Coalition is offering to everyone. For those of you who don't know the Atlanta Israel Coalition, or this is your first time joining one of their programs, they are one of the best friends of Israel in Atlanta and one of the leading organizations out there that is constantly putting forth truthful information about what's happening here in Israel on the ground. And in addition, helping out people who need it most, especially during these very difficult times, the last 10 months, as we've been in a tough war against the terrorist organization Hamas in Gaza, Hezbollah up north, and now the looming threat that is facing all of us from Iran. So thank you for all the effort that you're making. It is appreciated by all of us here on the ground. For those of you who were not with us 2 weeks ago, when we did a general overview of the Gaza envelope, we visited the car cemetery, the destroyed cars from October 7th. We drove through some of the areas along the Gaza border and looked out into the Gaza Strip where the fighting is happening. And we also went to the Nova Music Festival site. If you weren't able to join in 2 weeks ago, it has been uploaded to YouTube, and we'll try our best to put the link to that tour in the chat so you can watch it another time if you want. Today, we are visiting one of the Kibbutzim that was hit extremely hard. It's known as Kibbutz Re'im. It's a relatively small kibbutz here on the Gaza envelope. It is roughly a population of about 400 people. And they were, I don't want to say overwhelmed, but there was a swarm of terrorists that arrived here, probably over 100 terrorists altogether. Now, thank God for the residents here and those that sought shelter. Maybe they were running from the music festival. We're only maybe a 10-minute walk from where the festival site was. This is actually the closest kibbutz to the Nova Music Festival. Thank God here they had what's known in Hebrew as the culminates. And this is known in English as the Rapid Response Team. A team that's been trained in order to defend the kibbutz, that God forbid there was a terrorist on the loose or an infiltration. What they faced was something beyond their wildest imagination. We're going to meet one of the heroes of the culminates, the Rapid Response Team, with himself, and I believe it was about 5 others, and then a few more that joined them, and a few more after that, and some police officers, some soldiers that joined in the fight. They were really able to save this kibbutz from just utter destruction. Unfortunately, there were homes that were lost. They've already started to clear out some of those destroyed homes in order to rebuild for this bigger, brighter future that's in store for this wonderful kibbutz. And of course, there was the youth village. We'll talk a little bit more about what that is here on the kibbutz. And really it was this area that had the most devastation, the most number of buildings that were burned out. And unfortunately, the few casualties that took place here on the kibbutz happened in that area as well. Now, as we walk through this small orchard that I'm in right now with some beautiful pomelo trees and lime trees and orange trees. This is a lemon tree here, but I'm looking at some orange just up ahead. This is the small orchard, right? This isn't for commercial agriculture. This is just for the kibbutz members. If this was a normal summer day where all the children were here and the families were here, this kibbutz has been displaced for the last 10 months. This would be filled with kids picking fresh fruit and playing. There's a soccer field nearby. Driving here, we saw the pool. This is a place, the most ideal place one can really think of to raise their children based on Jewish values of wholesomeness and teamwork. And the community really made this place special. Got a little tree behind you, Phil? My camera guy, he's walking backwards. So the story here for the next hour and a half, we're gonna have a real firsthand perspective with Imri. And Imri is one of the most special people that I've met in the 10 months that I've been guiding here. An absolute humble person who, with his partner, was able to probably eliminate roughly about 50 terrorists and fought bravely for over 24 hours, or nearly 24 hours, fighting off those terrorists. And we're going to hear firsthand perspective from him right now. Imri, welcome to the Atlanta Israel Coalition. Thank you so much for having us. Thank you for creating this space in your life in order to share what happened here. I think it's just so important that there's 350 people that registered for the tour today. Many of them would love to come to Israel, love to be able to show their support with a hug, with a smile, to be able to help you in the fields in order to watch your kibbutz blossom again. But for whatever reason, they're not able to come. And this is their first opportunity really to have a live experience and to be able to hear from somebody who was here on October 7th. And I appreciate it. They appreciate it. And we just thank you and love you and support you. And wanting to do as much as possible to help you and your incredible community here return not just to a normal life what was before, but to even something that could be greater if that's even possible.
Amen.
All right. So, Emi, tell me a little bit, first of all, before we talk about October 7th, just a little bit about yourself, when you came to the kibbutz, why you chose this kibbutz, married, children. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I don't know how much you're familiar. Hello, everyone. It's good to be with you today here. Welcome to Kibbutzim. This is a map of Kibbutzim right here. Okay. Opposite. Okay. This is the road 232. If you want to come, road number 232. This is a Gral stream, and this is where he meets with Habsor stream, which is a little bit out to here. Originally, I'm not from here. I'm 41 years old. In my army service, I used to have a good friend. His name is Niv Tuvia, and he got married with a young lady from here. And something that I love to do a lot, always, was to play football, soccer in Hebrew. And I invited him to play soccer sometimes in my old kibbutz, and we play every Friday. And then he told me, after playing a few times, he told me, you should come to Re'im. There is a very good place to play soccer with great people. And then I came from my old kibbutz, and basically the road going outside there. Okay, this is already the back gate, the southern gate. And for example, this truck that going on this road, coming from the east to here, when they're outside the kibbutz, they will see only trees. When you're looking at the kibbutz, you don't see the buildings from outside. It looks like wood, and it's something very special here in Israel. And basically the life are happening inside this wood. And when I enter through this gate, it was like 14 years ago. And I came and I play. And I had such a nice time. And I think that on my way back, I thought, I'm going to live here because there is a great atmosphere here in the football field. And after a few months, me and my wife, we moved to live here next to our friends. Our first home was just there in the first line. Okay? You see, this is the line of the houses. Okay? And there, after the trees, the first line, that was our home. So basically on Fridays, I just needed to look from my window. And when I saw some cars parking here, I understood that the game started. So basically that was my backyard back then. Besides that, if we will walk a little bit inside the kibbutz, there is a house right there. This house is where we educate our children from the first grade till the third grade. Like after school, this is where they come. And then there, maybe you see a purple house. This purple house, it's where we educate the next children. The fourth, the fifth, the sixth. And that was my first job in the kibbutz. I was working here with the children, and I was sure that this is the life that I want my children to have. And 3 children was born here to me and to my wife in the last 14 years that we are living here. And besides that, I was working also, I was in the Kitat Konenut, in the rapid response team. And once a while, we used to have missiles. Gaza is to the west, 4.5 kilometers. And in each house, we used to have a shelter. So basically, once you have missiles, alerts inside the kibbutz, so you go into the shelter that you have in your house. If you are outside the house, like here, you just saw maybe the shelter next to some public buildings. And besides that, I was part of the rapid response team.
Can you explain a little bit to what is this rapid response team? How do you become a member of it?
The rapid response team is people from the kibbutz, local people. And our job, like we have 2 main things that we need to do. First is to make sure the terrorists, if any terrorist coming from Gaza, so we need to go on the fence around the kibbutz. There are fences around the kibbutz, so we need to go and make sure that none of the terrorists can find themselves inside. Well, of course.
In the 13 years that you lived here before October 7th, was there ever an incident?
There were twice terrorists that we knew that they came from the border, which is like, or they crossed the border somehow. There was invasion of 2 or 4, and all the army came and basically blocked the area. And also we were on the fence around, but the terrorists didn't really came to here. So basically, if you would tell me on October 5th that there will be more than 10 terrorists inside Re'im, I would tell you, what's wrong with you? I could never believe in that. But the second idea of to have a rapid response team, it's if something happened in the kibbutz, so we have to go to the gates and then to bring the forces that coming, the IDF, the police, to bring them to the correct house, because we know how to go quick inside the kibbutz. That was our job. We used to train once a year, 70 bullets. We go to a shooting range, we shoot 70 bullets, and that's it until the next year.
Do you have any army experience, like previous military experience?
Just like most of the Israelis, 3 years in the army, regular. I was not an officer or something. Besides that, we used to have some donations. Our rapid response team, like of shoes, of some good gear, good shirts, and also we had the radio connection, walkie-talkies, and
this was donated.
Yeah. It was all donated. A lot of we should have only one M16 from the army, and we used to have a gun sight, for example, a very good gun sight, a Mefrolite, with the, showing you a red dot, and then you can hit much better. It really helped. And also some other donations that we used to have. So basically we had a good helmet, for example, tactical helmet, and also the vest. Someone was measured, also not heavy. Something else, in most of the rapid response team around during the years, it took like, when someone, let's say that I'm telling the chief that I'm leaving, so we take him 1 year to find a new rapid response team member to have my place. Even if you find the person and he gives his name to the army, so there is a bureaucracy of 1 year until the second person getting the gun. Besides that, the army wanted to be sure that the guns are in safe. And so we used to have safes, but the army said, no, these safes are not good enough. You should have a seeker safe. That's what they told to all the kibbutz, the kibbutzim around. The difference between our kibbutz and many others, that our Ravshatz, the main chief, he said, I will drill the safes into the walls. Okay, and it was pretty thick safe that you need to lift it, one lift and one drill, but this is why the 10 guns that we had was inside houses and not in the armory.
So let me just get that clear, Imri. So in a lot of the kibbutzim around here in the Gaza envelope, the state, the army, the IDF, in order to make sure that the weapons did not end up in the wrong hands, they wanted them to be safely stored.
Yes.
And many of the kibbutzim chose to put it in an armory, like a separate building,
exactly,
where all the weapons would be stored. And if there was an issue, they would have to run to the armory, grab the weapons, and then run to their post.
Exactly.
And the Rav Shatz here said, no, we want to make sure that if there is an emergency, that the Kitu Konot, the rapid response team, has the weapons in their house.
Yes.
So you invested the money, and I'm assuming maybe through donations as well, that we were able to put these safes that were strong enough and IDF approved, that you had your weapon in your house on October 7th.
Yeah.
And this was a crucial difference. What happened here in Re'im and what happened in other kibbutzim and other residential areas.
Exactly. In some kibbutzim, people ran to the armory and they got killed on the way before they could reach their gun. But
Wow.
here, yeah, that's brilliant move by the main chief, by the Rapchat.
So walk us through October 7th, the morning. We understand that the rockets were shot from Gaza around 6:30 in the morning.
Exactly. But first, well, you have alerts here. So let's say that even if you hear some bombs, because you hear bombs during the day in our life here, but if it's not alerts that going direct to the kibbutz,
Just heard a bomb right now.
just tell a bomb right now. Yeah.
Wow. It sounded like artillery on
Yeah,
our side.
yeah, it's us basically, you know.
Right.
So we used to hear these sounds of bombs, but if it's not going directly to Reim, there will be no red alert. So if there will be no red alert, so you're close to your shelter, but you don't need to go. On this morning, something was very, very different than all the other times. It was so strong. You cannot believe, like, I remember I got up. That was the alarm clock at 6:29. Good morning, but it was like, whoa, what was that? Everything was shaking. The ceiling, the ground, the walls, everything was really, really strong. Like you could hear all the rockets that they sent to Tel Aviv, to Jerusalem, to all over Israel. And besides that, there started to be a lot of explosions from many, many kinds. Okay, some of them was the terrorists that blowing the wall, for example. And then you keep hearing, and you just cannot believe that it's so strong that it's not stopped, and you cannot believe that it's them, all of it. Yeah, and you think, okay, maybe sometimes it's the IDF shooting them back, but after, like, let's say that at 6:29, that was the first time that we choose as a family to go inside the shelter, even though there was no alert to hear, because it was very, very scary, very scary. And only then I just started to remember that I was very, very sick on October 6th, but I needed to jump and get prepared. And you hear a lot of bombs, explosions. Sometimes there was alerts on Reim, Tzeva Adom. And sometimes we went just to the kitchen to bring some water to the children. And then around 5 minutes before 7, I heard shooting from light weapon. And when I heard this shooting from light weapon, so I understood that I need to go out. I went to bring the key. I went to start to prepare myself to find this shirt, for example, to choose what to wear, if I would take my sandals or
combat boots.
I decided to go with the sports boots, eventually, the sports shoes. And that was probably a good choice. I was considering in my mind to take my sunglasses or not. Decided not to. Okay, but I had some time from that moment, like at 6:56, I decided that I start to prepare myself. Now I will let you hear the voice of the main chief at 6:56. This is what he said.
כיתת כהנות, להיות מוכנים ליציאה, כיתת כהנות, להיות מוכנים ליציאה, יש ירי בנירים, ובאזור שלנו נשמע ירי קרוב.
A rapid response team, be prepared to go outside. There was shooting in Nirim. Nirim is west to us, and basically our Rapchat is on a radio with other chiefs around, and he told us start to go. So basically the door was open between the shelter and the living room, and the children, they were in the front, and they started to see me and my wife start to prepare, and they hear these voice messages. For example, they heard later another one.
חבר'ה, יש פה ירי בכביש 232. אני מבקש מכולם לעלות על ציוד, להיות מוכנים ליציאה. נשמע ירי מכיוון הוואדי. ואדי הבשור. להיות מוכנים.
Basically, what he said now, that on road 232, do you have the map? If you have the map in front of you, or maybe later, just to see.
So you know what, Imri, maybe for those that are watching right now, they could be on your computer. If you have a phone and you want to take out your Google Maps and you can just type in Kibbutz Re'im, Kibbutz, K-I-B-B, U-T-Z, Re'im, R-E, apostrophe or no apostrophe, I-M, Re'im. And you'll see the two main roads, 232, which basically runs east to west.
No, more north to south.
North to south, I'm sorry, more north to south. And the other one is
234.
Is 234.
There, outside going direction to Afakim.
And where these two streets intersect, that's exactly where the kibbutz is located.
Yeah, just there. So basically that was on few minutes after 7, and then we heard another voice message that's saying
ישנה חוליית מחבלים.
there's a squad of terrorists
בין רעים
between the kibbutz and the farm. Just
להיות ערניים ומוכנים.
This message was sent at 7:21. So basically, before I went outside my house, I knew that I didn't need to say, is there an invasion or not? I knew that there is in few spots. Even at 7:33, there was someone sent in the group, in the WhatsApp group of the Rapid Response Team, he sent a video and he said, Sderot. So I understood that they're also in Sderot. When I went outside, 7:30, I was going outside my house. And I went to, can I have the map, please? And basically, now we stand here. We went to the west side of the kibbutz, okay? Just here. And here there is the fence around. And we could see the junction here of 232 and 234. And we could see that pickup trucks coming from that direction. This is like going a little south, and then there is a junction to Kibbutzim area.
Like the pickup trucks with the terrorists with the 50 caliber mounted on the back. I've seen videos of.
Yeah, they went here on this road. Now we are here on this point, the west point of the kibbutz, and I was the 5th person to come. And after me, there was only one person that could come and join the defense of the kibbutz. Now here, the main chief, he went that direction, and then here there is one road that crossed the kibbutz. He came all the way to here, and here he met the 6th and last person in the morning. That was 10 minutes before 8. When he stepped inside his pickup truck, and just then they heard an explosion. The explosion came from here, from the back gate. The back gate,
just on the other side of this football field, the soccer field.
Exactly. The terrorists, they they made an explosion, and this is a big miracle, a big luck. The fact that the chief and Omri met just here, and they heard it. So they started to go on this road a little bit to the south.
That's this road right here.
This is that road there.
Right.
In the end of this.
If you can see this dirt road that's just behind us, at the end, you see there's like some old farming equipment there. That's the road, and the gate is maybe 600 feet from where we're standing right now. And the Rav Schatz, who's the head of the Kibbutzim, the Rapid Response Team,
he heard them. That was the first entrance.
And thank God he was so close.
Yeah.
He could run there.
They went to the end of this bush. Well, basically, you want to walk to there?
No, that's
okay. So we'll just tell you that they came here. There is a small horse
stable.
Horse stable just here, and then Omri was stopped. It's there. He saw them. He saw the terrorists going on this football field close to the trees there.
Wow. All this grass we see right here.
Yeah, they were stepping there. In the other side, they go that direction, inside the kibbutz. The first of them, the first 4, already in the end of this
little forest.
Yes, in the end there. And then Omri was asking Ariel is the Rav Schatz. Omri was asking him, are they us or them? Because it was confused. They had uniform, the same color like us. They had no helmet, for example. He was not sure if he see terrorists or this is any unit that he never knew about. And before Ariel is answering him, Ariel heard boom. That was the first shoot here in Re'im. It was Omri shooting from there, from the horse stable. And just there, like 50 meters from where we are standing, he hit the commander in his head. I don't know if he can do it. Yeah, he killed him in one shot. The others went a little bit back to that side, and they kept shooting on Ariel and Omri. Ariel and Omri understand that they cannot stop them here, so they ran, and they go to the north side of the kibbutz.
On the north side, that's where the main gate is by Highway 232.
Exactly. So Ariel and Omri
This
came
is
here.
the southern gate. They went to the northern gate.
Exactly.
I understand.
It's not the same terrorists. Ariel and Omri went to there.
Right.
At 8 and 5 minutes, there was another entrance to the kibbutz Reim of many terrorists on pickup trucks from the north side.
They came in with the pickup trucks.
Yeah,
Wow.
but now, 10 minutes before 8, me and Tuvia is the guy who brought me to the kibbutz. A couple stayed here to defend that side, and me and Tuvia, we came here, and then we saw all the pickup trucks going on 232, 234, direction to Ofakim. We saw many of them going. We didn't know how many will enter to the kibbutz, and we could then know if they go to Ofakim, to Urim, to Be'er Sheva, but we saw many of them. And basically, in that time, I thought, okay, this is my last 10 minutes. I'm going to get killed very soon. And then Tuvia told me, come, they are on the football field. Because Ariel told him in the walkie-talkie. I had no walkie-talkie. So we ran. And then we came to these bushes just there.
Uh-huh.
Well, maybe we can picture it.
Here, you can see it right over here.
In this, we came and then we saw them. 4 stopped just here, next to the small orchard.
The small orchard where we started the tour, where I was walking through with the pomelo and the lemon trees.
4 of them stopped just here. So we were assumed that these are the commanders. One of them had an antenna in his back. So we thought, okay, these are the commanders. And here, just here in the bush where we are going now, we saw another maybe 15 going that direction. Okay, and now you see here there is a small fence right here. This is a small pet zoo that we did for the children maybe 3 years ago.
A petting zoo.
A petting zoo, yeah. We put this iron metal inside the ground and put a fence around. Okay, and why is that so important to that story? Because now the terrorists, instead of just going that direction, they needed to go around this fence, just like we came just now. There used to be ducks here and chickens, and our children used to come on the morning after the finishing here in that house. They came, they picked some eggs. Here the rabbits used to be. Oh. So basically, after seeing the terrorists from there, we were shooting at them, and then we went around. Now, there is a big miracle here in Kibbutz Reim. First, you saw that from the place where the terrorists came inside, in the south of the kibbutz, there is a long distance until the first houses. Besides that, you see there are many bushes here around, many trees that we can hide, okay? We came from that direction. The first terrorist, he was here already. When we met them just here at 3 minutes after 8, we came around this purple house. This purple house is where we educate the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. Here there used to be a campfire area that the children used to cook fish on it. Look how it looks now. But you see, the children used to go and climb here, and suddenly,
if I could, I just wanted to tell everybody, it's unbelievable to see it.
Yeah.
Like here, it's just so desolate and it looks overrun. But this would have been active right now. Would have been cultivated. It would have been taken care of. It would have been clean. The leaves, the the plants would have been growing, would have been
And the
irrigated.
children used to believe that they're cooking here in the stove or doing laundry here or whatever, or going
The
on this
playground.
tree. Yeah, it's a very nice playground, and this is where I used to work.
And it's been desolate now for 10 months.
Yeah, but it will.
100%. We're all
Yeah,
praying
yeah,
that
my
you're all
children
able
will
to
be here.
return very, very soon. But just to grasp it for everyone else, that this area has been basically desolate now for 10 months. You've been displaced.
Yeah, well, some soldiers used to live here.
Right.
At 8:03, I was just there in that corner, and Tuvia was here, just like that with his gun. And because of this fence around, only one terrorist could come each time from that area. Okay, I was there and I saw someone who's coming from the olive. You see the olive tree there? Okay, so Tuvia was shooting each time he needed to deal with one or two.
I was just pointing it out, the olive tree.
He was shooting like 5, 7 shots that direction. I was a little bit here in the back, just here. And I was covering the area. You see, this is a place where they used to do ninja. And you see this blue thing there? It used to be the sukkah. It was just sukkah. There was a sukkah just here. Okay, with the signs, welcome to our sukkah. And I was here, I was seeing him shooting, and I say, I really hope he won't hit any goat or any chicken. Instead of children that will come, I saw, you see, this is like the vision of the reasons why I'm living here in that place. And so why I was choosing to raise my children here, that this is the values that I want, like to touch the ground, to have animals, and the orchard, the football field. There is the small oil where we used to do the Purim parties. And suddenly you need to fight on that. And then I saw Tuvia running that direction. And we went. Should we do it like all of us?
Sure.
Yeah? You're ready to walk a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is everybody at home ready to walk a little bit?
Welcome to the kibbutz. I hope you enjoy. Be careful here. It's okay. I don't know who's this bicycle here.
As we walk around a little bit here, Imri, through Raim, I would imagine that knowing all of these little alleyways was probably a great tactical advantage for you.
Yeah. Because let's say that you're telling me that any terrorist is here, I know what he can see and what no. Okay, you see there are many, many small bushes, many trees. So basically we became, just like that, we became a guerrilla warrior. And we came here to the bushes. That was something we did very quick. We ran after these bushes right there. It was 10 months ago, so the bushes was much lower, I would say. And just let's say 1.5 minutes after we were shooting there, we came to here. So I told Tuvia, well, we came from these bushes, okay? We came from here, and then we came here, and I told him, I'm going to kill the commanders. And he told me, no, don't do it. They will kill us. So I thought, okay, maybe you have a plan about how we won't get killed here, because I was sure that this is my last minute. So I told him, okay, be prepared. We were just here. And it was 1.5 minutes after we were shooting from there.
So there was about shooting from there, Imri, and then you went around where we came. And
just like we came.
Uh-huh.
And now we see them from the side. Right. And like 4 of them already passed the pet zoo. Another 4 were just here, and another were there on these trees, and some in the back.
So probably altogether almost 20 terrorists right now.
At least 15 in the closest area.
And this is about 8:15 in the morning.
a little bit earlier, 8 and 5 minutes. 5 minutes after 8.
Yeah, between 8 and 8:15.
But they are all with the faces to that direction, to the direction where we just shoot from.
Because they figured you were still there.
Yeah. And we ran, we came to here, and then we started to shoot at them from the one who close to us, and then go further. And that was the only time that we were shooting more than 5 bullets in a row. And then after, basically, where is the map?
Right here.
Okay. And then we went to that direction, and then there is a gap between the two houses. And basically, that was the football field. This is the road where we're standing on right now. Okay? Now,
Go to the football field one more time.
football field.
And the southern gate where they blew up and they entered from right there.
Okay?
Okay.
And we are here. Now, there is a big miracle about, okay? You see this road again? This is this road. All these houses, this neighborhood, which is that direction, it's families. These families are now inside the shelters. They're not going out, they're locked in the shelters. But the big, big lack of our kibbutz is that the other side, all that, where we just have been, this is like the education. And then here, this is the gym. And then this is the secretary of the kibbutz, and there is used to be another building here.
So basically this whole section, there's no residential area.
Yeah, well, only here in the little corners. But as long as we keep the terrorists in that area, okay? As long as we keep them here, so we don't need to go and suicide on them. We can make them to take their time inside these houses. They can be here, and as long that we keep them away from this road that we're going now, so this is something that we can live with.
So
we need to delay them.
The goal at this point is to keep the terrorists from crossing the road that we're walking on right now.
Exactly. Be
This main
careful,
road.
there's a car behind you. Let's go to this direction. And now,
Want to show the tree real quick?
Huh?
Want to show the...
we will. Okay. Basically, Tuvia, he said at 8:15, after we were dealing with them and being here and shooting at them and avoiding them from coming to this neighborhood, so Tuvia said this message.
יש פה איזו חוליה באזור הפרדס הקטן ואוהל, אני ואמרי פה מולם כרגע, קצת פגענו, אבל יש עוד הרבה.
There is a squad of terrorists in the area of the small orchard and the tent.
He sent this message in the middle of the action.
Yeah, at 8:15.
He sounded so calm right there.
He was calm. I was like, oh shit, we're going to get killed. And I saw him like very cool, just like, oh, I don't have key to that door. Okay, I will go and find the... It was like another regular day to build a sukkah here or to build a sukkah there or to feed the animals or to do something to the children. It was just like that. Oh, let's go and cut the branches in the small orchard.
Yeah, he had a job to do.
Yeah, it was, let's do this job. And there is one guy, his name is Oran. Oran, he was part of the rapid response team, but he was one of these who waiting for a gun. Okay?
Because it takes a year.
It takes a year. He had a pistol. He went on the road 234, direction to Ofakim, and then to Habsor Park. If you are looking on the map right now, and you can see where is Habsor or Eshkol Park, okay? Oran was he was respond about the camping site there, and he had 200 campers who came to sleep in the tent in Simchat Torah.
Yeah,
and when everything...
Fill it in there just for these folks that are here. Oren, right?
Yeah, Oran.
Oran leaves the kibbutz in order to check on these 200 mostly children and teachers who are having a camp out the end of Sukkot in this park.
Families.
Families,
yes.
Families, not schools, families that were there. and he went to go check on them.
Yeah.
He knew there was all these terrorists going up there. Unbelievable.
Yeah. But this is the
Amazing
man. He left his wife and he went. Well, basically, the terrorists came after him and he turned to the right. And the terrorists, they did a lot of ambushes around here in the road, like for the police officers who would like to come from Ofakim on 234 and then to go north on 232 to help in the Nova party. There's supposed to be a lot of ambushes just here in the two sides of the road. The thing was that the first to come was Oran. He did it on when he heard Tuvia say this voice message. He left Park Eshkol and he came.
And I just wanted to, I don't know if you can hear it out there, if it's picking up on the microphone, all of these explosions that we're hearing right now, just so that you guys realize, for those of you who have not opened up your Google Maps, we're about 1.5 miles from the Gaza border. So or less. We can hear the fighting that's happening right now. That's how close we are to the action.
At 8:28, Oran sent this message, okay? I tried to get inside through the back gate. There are two pickup trucks, they are shooting at me a lot. So basically, he's standing there, he's thinking about what to do. If he should enter, he have only a pistol. And he phoned to Tuvia. Oran, we are just next to your house. We were here. I remember this conversation. I'm in the entrance to the kibbutz. They are shooting at me a lot. Beware. They are sitting in the zoo. I'm coming. How would you come? Through the orchard. You mean the orchard that's there? But he's telling him, no, they might be there as well. Don't do it. Okay. Are you next to my house? Yes, we are here. Okay, bye. So basically, he didn't really tell him, okay, yeah, we are 2 against 20, but don't worry. You hear Tuvia, he was so cool. I don't know how he was so calm, but we believe that we will do it. And somehow I started to feel, and also in that time, when they made this conversation at 8:30, I also felt like, well, one is right there. Maybe we can do it. Maybe it's very close. That was at 8:20, at 8:30. And after Tuvia telling him, don't get inside, so Oran turned back. He go back on the road. And then he saw some police officers on the road.
On 234.
On 234, like 2 kilometers away. That was around, let's say, 10 minutes before 9. But he told them, don't go. Like, go, but beware that there are terrorists on your way. There are pickup trucks and there are many other ambushes. So basically,
terrorists with RPGs ready to hit.
Yeah. Just there they go. The road going a little bit down after, and it's perfect place to do some ambush. Okay, but Oran stopped the police officers, and then all the police officers who started to come, instead of come inside the ambush, they came and started to fight the terrorists, and they made them to show where they are by shooting at them back. At 8:53, he said this message that he's with some police officers and they are shooting at the gate. At 9:17, no, at 9:30, 9:30, after shooting at them from here and there every time, like the terrorists, they started to go around, and me and Tuvia were going on the bushes after some trees, we're shooting and running. Okay, and after every shoot, you delay them in 5-10 minutes. And also you make them being less and less. Around
so 9%. You're running around, you're shooting from different angles.
Yeah.
Killing them and slowing any type of advance that they might make towards the residential area, keeping them in this section.
Yeah, and sometimes even they went there, and then suddenly around 9:30, it seems like that there are no terrorists here, and there was we knew that there are terrorists, if we will show in the map, in the west side of the kibbutz. Okay, so basically now we are here. Okay, there is this neighborhood that we are defending. and a little bit here in the side. But now we know that there are terrorists here in that house, in the last house.
So if I could just, so everybody sees this map and understands what we're talking about, again, this is the southern entrance that the terrorists came in. This is the soccer field. That's the small orchard that we started our tour in that I was walking through. This is where the petting zoo is and all the education in the gym. And this is where most of the fighting has been taking place. Tuvia and Imri running from different location to different location, making it seem as though there was more defenders of the kibbutz than actually were, killing several of the terrorists until they hear from the walkie-talkie that there are terrorists on this side, which means the terrorists must have come through another section, maybe not a gate, but maybe blew up part of the fence and were able to enter. So now they have to leave this section, cross the kibbutz, and start to defend the western section.
Yeah. Now here there are some trees. We were lying down here, looking to that direction, and what we have seen was smoke on the houses going on fire, and besides houses that going on flames, also trees going on fire, warehouses going on flames.
Wow, you can see all the smoke rising up.
Yeah.
Were they burning a house there?
2 houses were going on flames, and besides the 2 houses was also many trees, warehouses, cars, bushes, and basically there was a lot of flames. We went, this is the direction, and we saw many flames, and then we had time to hear the message from Oran.
And what time is this?
This is it. He said the message on 9:17, but we heard it at 9:30 something, I would say. He said 2 messages. I'm here with the police squad in the back entrance.
Oh, you can hear the shooting.
Yeah. Some of the terrorists moved from the back to that direction,
To the west.
to the west. And now there is a police vehicle that called Karakal that's going outside the kibbutz. And we were there, and then two were telling me, this is what we hear. We could recognize the shooting of the Karakal, the police, and the AK-47. So basically, it made us a lot of things. First, the feeling that someone is shooting the same terrorists that we are shooting. Okay, like they are with us now, the police. They are very close to the kibbutz. The second thing, they gave us information about where the terrorists are. And the third thing, it's a good place to do ambush. Like the kibbutz is, you see, it's pretty flat. But in the end, after the last houses, there is a parking, and then also it's going down. Okay, and this is where they build or they create a wall of flames because they burned everything just in the edge of it. Okay, and once you're outside, you cannot see anything besides fire and a lot of fog, a lot of smoke. So when the army comes, they cannot reconquer Reim. And the fact that the police went outside, it made them to go out to do an ambush to the police. So they went outside the wall that they just create, and by big miracle, even if we come 10 seconds earlier or 10 seconds later, the results could be all totally different. But somehow we came just in that 10 seconds that they were outside the wall that they create, the wall of flames, and we were shooting at them from the inside. So basically now they couldn't come back to the neighborhood.
Can I show it, Imri, just on the map here real quick?
Let's do it.
If you guys look here on this western side, right, where the terrorists came in, and these two houses, these are the two houses. These here are the two houses that they burned down. And Imri came from this section, crossed over here. This is where Oran lives, and they came here. Now, what the terrorists did is there's this line of trees right here. You can see how it's dark on the map. And they set these trees on fire in order to prevent the police that are now on the road around the kibbutz here from seeing what's happening inside the kibbutz. However, when the police started to shoot from here, the terrorists went into this open field here, this really like a dirt parking lot. And now they're on the other side of the fire. And that's when Imri and Tuvia arrived. And the terrorists were looking this way towards the police.
Yeah, and just when they turned to us and they started to shoot at us back, but they had a feeling because they left only 3 places to come through. From one side, from one in the middle, and another one from the other side. And we were shooting at them from all these 3 spaces. And we made them believe that we are more than 2. And we were shooting from different angles. And then we wanted to reach the last house in this line where we knew that there are terrorists. We couldn't reach this house. They were shooting at us. We were shooting at them back. They were shooting. And then Tuvia told me, Imri, give me your phone. Tuvia was outside of battery. So I gave him my phone. And he said the message. I will let you hear the message.
אני ואימרי בשכונה של סיליה גפנר לא יכולים להתקרב.
We are in the neighborhood.
כי יורים ברגע שאנחנו מתקרבים לשם. לא מצליחים להתקרב לאזור.
We cannot reach the end because they are shooting at us when we are coming. Okay? And he wanted to give me back the phone. And in that second we heard the sound that there is another message. So we decided to listen to this message. That was Oran. Oran asked, does anybody know if I can come in through the small orchard? So we were looking at each other, me and Tuvia, and we said, let's bring them in. So we left the neighborhood that was on flames. We ran that direction. We brought Oran and the police officers inside. 4 police officers, very, very brave. Some of them had no helmet. Some of them had only 2 magazines, 29 bullets. And we came here. Just here on this road, there was a line of like 4 cars. Okay? And I was explaining to the police officer that in this side, these are empty houses. And in this side, it's houses that we must defend. And later on, we need to go to the burning houses. And then from here, and then we just talk about the fact that maybe now we need to make sure that we are not shooting on other Israelis, okay, that came to help. And then from this other side of the bushes, we saw someone. And police officers, they shouted to him, IDF, IDF. And he said something. And we were like, what did he say? So we shout again, IDF, IDF. And then one of the police officers shout, he have a green bandana on his hand and on his head. And we started to shoot on this area. I will just let you see how they looked like. Okay. This is from the other side of this house there. You see the Mazkiut? So this is a terrorist. He came, you see 9:55. Can you see the time here? Okay, 9:55.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay, and he turned right, and this is where they met us.
There's another one right there.
This is the one who we saw, because you see the green bandana? And then here, one with a PK.
RPG.
And the RPG will show up very soon. Here, this is the one with the RPG. And here there will be more of them. And now, I think we will do a pause, just because we will. Basically.
David? Can you hear me?
This is where they turn.
David?
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi. So we have a few questions, and it would be fantastic also to take a moment and just say thank you for your heroic actions. It's incredible, you know, all you did to keep this community safe, and absolutely devastating to see how empty it is and and know that everybody's displaced in the violence that you all had faced. How many people were with you in the group that defended the kibbutz, would you say?
How many people were with you defending the
Was it?
kibbutz?
Well, in the first, we were 6 people who could go out and fight. Besides that, there were another that had a weapon at home, but they couldn't go out. They joined us later. Another person.
Okay, our video's paused. Apologies.
And there was someone that he was abroad, and because he went abroad, he gave his gun.
Okay, so it sounds like
the
there were
video
5 or
paused
6
itself.
people.
Can you? And then we could make another person to join us because there was more equipment, and he joined us around 8:30. But he was in the northern part. In the northern part, there was also big, like about 50 terrorists came from the northern part, and the others they needed to deal there. Okay, and basically it was in the beginning only me and Tuvia, and then Oran and the 4 police officers who came with him. They came 10 minutes before 10.
It publicized this tour. We told people that it would be from 4:30 till 6, and I think most of the people, our time, not their time, will stick around a little bit longer. But if you could tell us a story as we head towards the youth village.
Okay, so let's go in the car, or maybe I will walk and you will come in the car, or we'll go in the car.
We can all walk.
We can all walk. Okay. The neighborhood is not there. I needed to show all the others. I will find videos of that for you.
Okay. So this has been unbelievable, and we're roughly around 10:30 in the morning on the timeline right now. And are there people from the music festival that are coming here to the kibbutz?
Well, yes, there was one person. His name is Guy Simchi. He was born in the kibbutz. He was about 20 years old, and he was in the festival. And when everything started in the Nova festival party, so there was a big traffic jam of cars who wanted to go up north. And Guy, he collected some friends, and he told them, because he's originally from Reim and he still have friends here, so he told them, follow me, we will go to Reim. They went through the fields to the south, and they went to here. And basically now the kibbutz is a very small place, okay? Now we are passing from the southern part to the northern part, okay? So only 2 steps. Now we are in the middle. But then north to us, it's the youth neighborhood.
And what does that mean, a youth neighborhood?
Well, the tradition here in the kibbutz that once you graduate school, when you are 18, so you're mature enough to have your own room. So basically every boy, every child, every girl in the kibbutz, they are looking forward for the day that they will be independent, and they are living all together in the neighborhood. Each house, it's only 1 room. Now it's room plus the shelter, because in the last years, the country, they added us shelters to these rooms, but it's only 1 room plus shelter, and in each house live only 1 person. Most of the time they're going to the army in that time, but they have this room to come back when they're coming back. And we came from here. Now we became 9 people. That was around, let's say, 10 minutes before 12, after I will tell you the stories when I coming to
12 p.m., like noontime.
yeah, 10 minutes before. And we had the feeling that there are no terrorists in our back in the south area and the west area. And here there are some, you see these olive trees just here? You see here, there are olive trees. I was here with the 4 police officers and we were shooting that area because there was an ambush that was waiting for us here. And they were shooting at us and we were shooting at the back. And one of the police officers, he did a round here and then he was shooting from the side. But he got hit on his leg. He somehow find his way to go there. And then you see this white tractor there? He was shouting, I got hit, I am injured. And I was starting to shout to him. I was here in these olives. And then someone shouted my name from here. You see, this is the first houses of the youth neighborhood. You see, it's one house and a shelter.
So before we get to the inside the youth village, just you can see this little olive grove here. And Imri and some of the other officers from the Kibbutzim are coming this section, and over here where it's all burned out, this is where Hamas was shooting at them, and there was this crossfire happening, and the officer went around there, and that's when he was shot.
Yeah, but also something else happened. It was because of a grenade, and probably they tried to draw a grenade and it was stuck in the bushes. There used to be bushes here and there was an explosion. All that was on flames, as you can see. You see the flames that are burnt? Suddenly, boom, it's all going on fire in 1 second. And all the ammunition that they had inside, it all got burned. And maybe like there was about 5 bodies of terrorists inside these bushes that they got killed from their own grenade. We went a little bit back and then we came, not from here, we came from the other side. Well, Guy Simchi, he brought about 30 people. 18 of them were inside this room, another 12 was there. But you see this house, they destroyed already.
Imri, before we go in, let me just tell our viewers at home that all of this graffiti you can see on the wall, this was painted by various units in the army and organizations here in Israel who cleared out these buildings. And it all has a lot of meaning. What I want to share with you is that this circle you can see with the dot in the middle, this is a symbol that was used by the IDF and an organization known as Zaka. And Zaka will come in order to clear out all of the bodies and any blood maybe that's remaining, because we consider all of ourselves holy and it needs to be buried. Zaka came here, makes a sign that there were bodies found inside, and that they cleared it out on October 29th, literally over 3 weeks after the attacks of October 7th. It's just when you see that, it really just, you can kind of feel it a little more.
Okay, and now a guy Simchi, he brought the guys from the party, let's say about 7 o'clock they were here, inside this room and there, and they felt safe until they understood that there are terrorists inside the kibbutz. So they decided to get inside. Well, the room is not the same like it used to be. There used to be like sofas here. And they all got inside, 18 people. They were here inside this shelter. Okay, 18 people. They closed there is a iron window that they closed there. And they stand and they were all in silence. And you need to hold the handle like this, okay? Now, it's possible to open this handle from the outside, okay? So someone need to really strong to hold it. They said that two people were standing here and holding this handle. The first thing that the terrorists did was to throw a grenade to here, you see? Okay, and you see all the explosion here around. And the people that inside, they didn't want them to know that they are there, so they kept on silent. And then the terrorists came and they were shooting one shot with their AK-47. You see here? You see, and it hit the person that was standing here, not the one who was holding the door, someone here. And without saying anything, he fell here on the mattress. Still, you can see his blood here. Can you see that? Okay, even 10 months later. And he felt that the people that were around, they came to this closet. They took a belt and they put around his leg. And basically, the guy who hit it, he's alive, he's okay, he can walk. And these 18 people, they were here in the dark. Many of them were after the party. Well, they did what they do in a party. They was looking forward to have fun, to enjoy, to dance. And instead of that, they were here in the dark with many, many terrorists shouting around them. There are evidence that also the terrorists shout in Hebrew. But these people here, they say, no, 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 it's terrorists. And only after 4 hours, when we were shouting to the police officer, the guy who's living in this room, he recognized the voice. So we shout my name, and then we came and they came out from this window. And basically all these 18 people that were here, they got saved later. And there were another 12 that they came to that direction. And I don't know if they're not to show.
So Imri, I was gonna say, I've been here so many times with you, and now the buildings have been taken down. Can we go to where they were?
Yeah.
And maybe you can explain to us a little bit about the damage that was there, and the process that the kibbutz is moving in order to repair, to rebuild.
There was a house right here. There was a fight in this house. This is where Guy Simchi was. Guy Simchi is the one who brought them from the festival. And
Wow.
they were inside the shelter, 12 people. And the one that owns the house is a warrior. And he was the only warrior in this neighborhood who he was the only warrior who had a gun at home. And he was waiting to the terrorists outside the shelter. And he told Guy, get inside the shelter. And Guy told him, no, I'm staying here with you, even though that he was unarmed. And the terrorist started to come inside his room. The warrior killed the first terrorist. He killed the second terrorist. And then he was out of ammunition. And the third terrorist, he was drawing a grenade. And Guy got killed from the grenade. And the soldier who lived inside the room, he jumped on the roof. He went outside through a very small window and jumped on the roof. He said that he felt the grenade, giving him like
the explosion, give him a boost.
Yeah. There was a boost from the explosion that helped him to be on the roof.
You know, Phil, I don't know if you can see this, all this mounds of dirt. There's also all of the buildings here that were burnt and so heavily destroyed that it was impossible to repair them. They've already been torn down. And this is recent in the last couple months.
It's your first time that you see since
When did they knock down these buildings?
The last 1 month.
Just a month ago.
Yes.
And
But basically, that warrior that was on the roof, later, when he heard Hebrew, he shouted to the soldiers. He came down from the roof. He got some more ammunition, and he joined the war on the used area, on the used neighborhood. Basically, Ariel, the Ravkat, at around 8 o'clock, after telling us to go to the south, he came here with Omri, and they were just there. And every time they were shooting from a different path between the buildings, and they made the terrorists to believe that there are more than 2. And there was like 50 terrorists here. You see, the buildings got down, but they took.
You can see the bullet marks still here. Wow, look at this. It's all been removed already.
Yeah. We need to find all the videos.
I have a lot to give you.
All right.
So while we're here,
2 lines.
While we're here and we see what was, can you share a little bit to the community that's joined us today, what the vision is for the kibbutz, rebuilding it? Maybe tell us how we can help, and also what you would want the world to know about Kibbutz Re'im and this fight that Israel's in the middle of. We see so much misinformation out there.
Yeah. Okay. First, thanks again for all of you to join us to the tour, and it's really that's something that really makes us stronger to know that people are supporting us, even just by hear our story. And I show you in the beginning the reason why am I living here, because of the patio, because of the football, because there are amazing people with amazing culture here, and we used to celebrate our holidays in a very nice way, and we used to live really in living that you're together. Like my children, they have many brothers and sisters, even though that are not from the same parents. They feel like they're all one big family. And even though that we are now still together, most of the family is in Tel Aviv and doing things together yet, the children and all the people, the old people, they miss this place a lot. The ground, the nature, like the flowers, the trees. Every season, you have some trees that you can pick. No matter when you come, every day in the year, we can go somewhere and to find some fruits to pick and to enjoy. And we are people who love to live. We are not a violent people. We are people who like to find ways to feed the whole world, to find ways to bring clean water to every place, and just to play together and to have a lot of fun and to learn and to enjoy our life. And basically by being with us, so I feel like you're part of the community. Just by to know us. And of course, I hope that one day we can host you here and show you all this beautiful place. And that's it. And thanks again for David for coming for so many times.
You know, I have to give all the credit to the Atlanta Israel Coalition.
Oh,
they are an unbelievable group of people who volunteer in order to help Israel, both in putting good information for people to learn from, as well as offering financial contributions in any which way they can. We know that the founder, Cheryl, has been here to Israel on solidarity trips multiple times since the beginning of the war, bringing all types of goods here to Israel and just volunteering in the fields and in the hospital. And it really is a great organization. And I think this is a natural shidduch, a natural match, Kibbutz Re'im and the Atlanta Israel Coalition, that hopefully together you all will be able to work in building a brighter future, not just for Kibbutz Re'im, but for the entire world.
Amen.
And I'll put it out there for anybody. If you reach out to Atlanta Israel Coalition and you want Imri to come to your community to speak about what happened here with a slideshow and video presentation in order that people can get a better understanding of what happened here and to make a partnership in order to help them rebuild. You can see the place has been devastated, 10 months, you've been displaced in Tel Aviv, and it's difficult to keep that kibbutz, that community together, and it's so necessary.
Yeah.
And your heroism and Tuvia's heroism and Harel and Omri and Uran and just everybody, it's just really incredible, everything that you shared with us today. So thank you so much.
Thank you for
maybe
having me.
Cheryl, if you have any questions or anything before we have to sign off.
Actually, we did have one question. Somebody wanted to know what happened to the 200 campers that Oren was checking on.
They're all alive. They're all okay. No
Oh,
terrorists
thank
came
God.
to this
Baruch
place.
Hashem. Thank you for letting us know. And thank you for your bravery, your heroism, and being here today to share with us. And David, as always, thank you so much for showing us what's going on there. I know everybody, I'm sure I'm not just speaking for myself, but everybody on this webinar really want to be there and support and participate in whatever way we can. It's hard being here, knowing everything going on over there and feeling helpless. And I truly believe the more we do together, the more goodness we put out there for both our brothers and sisters in Israel, here in the United States, and all over the world. So thank you.
Absolutely. You know, I wanted
Amen.
just, you mentioned something, and if I can just share one last story. You know, in the days that followed October 7th, there was so many videos that were coming out on Telegram and WhatsApp and the various groups. But there was one of them of Shayetet, which is like the Israeli Navy SEALs. And they were in Kibbutz Be'eri, which is just the next kibbutz over. And they were clearing out some of these shelters that there was Jewish people hiding in. But they didn't know if there was Jews in there or terrorists in there. And they would kick open the door and they would scream, Tagidu Shma, say the Shma, say the Shma. And these people from this kibbutz in this bomb shelter scream like I've probably never heard anyone scream the Shma before. Shema Yisrael. And then the Shayetet, they would say, Tzahal, the army, we're here to save you. I thought to myself, what is it about the Shema that the army thought to show that you're Jewish? Say the Shema. You're not a terrorist, say the Shema. Then I realized the Shema, the battle cry of the Jewish people, speaks of our oneness, that everything's interconnected. So Cheryl and everybody listening, you think you're far away, you think you're distant, but you're not. Your thoughts, your prayers, that energy that you send to us is felt and reverberates throughout all of Am Yisrael. And we thank you so much for that. And please, God, one day you'll all be able to come to visit and meet Imri and come here to Kibbutz Ra'im when all the children are here and all the animals are back. And we can all be splashing and having a good time in the pool and enjoying ourselves the way we should be.
Definitely. Amen. You're all welcome.
You're making me cry again. That was perfect. It's beautiful. And I look forward to the day we can come back and do another live tour with you and be there. And yes, meet you in person in Vreeman. Thank you. Thank you, both of you. And thank you to all our viewers for being here and our supporters and our sponsors. Again, the Jewish Interest-Free Loan. Please, if you're in Atlanta, look them up. They're here to help. Our media partners, our promotional partners. Thank you all. We've got one more tour with David. I believe it's September 1st, correct?
Correct.
And we have a live event that we be in Atlanta, and really making a difference. You don't have to physically go to Israel to make a difference, but if you want to, on the 25th, we'll be discussing that. So thank you again. Please take the survey if you have a moment. It helps us improve so we can do better for you in our programming. We want to be able to truly show you things and experience things together that we just can't experience anywhere else. So thank you. Bye.